We've had 50 years of assault on Palestinian rights. I think they're the most terrorized, or at least with the Iraqi people, they're the most terrorized people on earth, and have been for so many years.
Specifically Israeli and Palestinian conflict, which I think is like different than historic Jewish Arab-Muslim conflict. It was there, but it was basically like this one-sided, Israel is everything good, and we would love to make peace with the Palestinians, but they keep blowing people up and they keep killing people, and like, how can you make peace with people who are like that? I've certainly learned and developed some different opinions since then, but I mean, I remember the like classic distilled phrase that was always said to us as kids, not just from my family, but often in like synagogue religious school settings and stuff like that, was if the Palestinians put down their weapons today, there would be peace tomorrow. If the Israelis put down their weapons today, the Palestinians would kill us tomorrow. So there are some dominant right-wing discourses about Israel that exist, and I personally don't think that most Jews are right on Israel, but that's what's like heard the most, and that's where most of the money is spent for sure, are like more right-wing views. So that's what comes across as dominant.
Apologizing for referring to the West Bank as occupied territories while speaking at the Republican Jewish Coalition.
Oh my God, he did what?
I really started to, poke a little bit at this feeling of like, all Arabs are bad, because not all anybody's are bad, and that was like directly against the other, anti-racist teachings that I was getting in different places. Thankfully, there were other people in my life, definitely at UNC, who started to get involved with other narratives, with other political ideas, and I had a lot of conversations. One really important one with some the staff members at J Street U, which is an organization that I'm pretty involved with now, where one of them, who was the director at the time, basically called me out and was like, "Do you think the conflict's bad?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Then how is supporting the status quo by not doing anything an okay response?" And I was like, well, yes, that's like true of every other radical cause that I'm involved with, so why shouldn't it be true of this one? Ultimately, the really important thing for me in understanding this conflict is trying to figure out if there are ways that, because any compromise that comes to this conflict is going to suck. Like, it's horrible. There's so many people who have died, those people aren't coming back to life. There's so much hatred. Like, there's not going to be a good ending to this conflict. So for me, the really important thing as I try to learn more about this conflict then is to figure out what are like the minimum things that can be achieved to hopefully get some amount of dignity for a large amount of the people in some sort of outcome.
In Hebron, a 14-year-old Palestinian girl was killed when a Jewish settler shot a bullet into her right eye. She'll never get to witness her Holy Land come back to her.
In Herzliya, a 14-year-old Israeli girl was killed by a Palestinian pipe bomb. She was just trying to eat her dinner at her favorite restaurant by the beach.
We are told to stay within the confines of our religion,
of our tradition.
As if a young Palestinian girl's life ended by Israeli gunfire
is worth any more or less than a young Israeli girl's life ended by a Palestinian pipe bomb.
This world would rather chew up and spit out our history than help these two girls.
That could have been us.